Right, man in boxing, led the Flare Cops. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV.
All right, man, let's talk about Gabriel Flores last night. It was the topic of a lot of conversation. Losing his second fight in 3 fights versus Cabrera. You know, it was a Freddie Roach trained fighter who looked damn good, to be honest, man. He looked damn good last night. He just didn't have the killer instinct. But then again, I think he made a lot of improvement on his power. So from what they were saying, he only had 7 knockouts going into the fight, but like he made some improvements with his power. So you're not going to make a drastic improvement and apply everything that any coach that you bring in changes. But he applied enough. He applied a lot of it last night, man. And keep working on that, and then they work on putting people away, and kind of like, consistently putting people away. That's a skill set, but a lot of times it's more of a mindset too. You got to have a mindset to go for the kill. Obviously Terrence Crawford, Better BF are 2 of the best at finishing guys off. But it just looked, in my opinion, that was matchmaking going wrong. I think the kid used to fight at 30. I had an interview on my channel with him. Him and his dad is pretty good. It's pretty cool, for sure. He's a big kid who was making 130. Let me say that he got a nice frame. He's a big kid, bro. Last night didn't look like he physically was ready for 35. So I don't know exactly what their strength and conditioning was. Because Tim Bradley kept pointing it out, and he did look small. I met him in person. For 130, 35 pounder, he got a nice frame for that weight class. But Cabrera it was bad matchmaking, bro. They threw the kid in the deep end too fast, and that's why that's why you should have managers that's not with Top Rank or that's not your father's will too. Somebody, he should have a boxing manager that you can trust Top Rank. They got a good best matchmaker and Carl Moretti in the game, but he make mistakes, and that was a mistake last night. They a couple things they need to do is find a manager that know boxing, that's been around, who can help them make them decisions. And coming off a loss and a win, he wasn't the guy to fight. He looked better than most of the lightweights that I've seen, because he's slick too. You know what I'm saying? He's slick too, bro, and he flashed some power last night. So he's slick too, and if he offensively put that defense with his offense, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. But being offensive this road is terrible. But being offensive, you're gonna give up some defense. That's what people don't understand, bro. When you really making offensive moves and you making offensive adjustments and you stepping up, a lot of times it means you're going to compromise defense. But that kid looked good last night, to be honest, bro. I want to see more of him. Especially when Freddie started teaching him to go down to the body, put his shots together more than 1 or 2 shots at a time. He started putting 3 or 4 shots at a time. He would have won that fight. But people said Gabriel Flores should retire. You got to remember, he's only 22 years old. I just think it's some adjustments that need to be made. If you can't get back down to 30, then at 35, they need a real strength and conditioning coach to help him grow into that frame, because the division really ain't that dangerous. Once Ryan Devin Haney and Tank Davis, he'll be around, but you can work around him unless he was to get all belts. So strength and conditioning is probably key for them. His dad was telling him the right thing, but maybe they need to bring in another coach and let him coach, to be honest. And dad just fall back to being the manager / assistant coach and see where it go. Not saying his dad doing a bad job, but getting somebody in there that got the experience on how to coach and can show him some different things. It's going to take some time. So he might be on a steady diet of lesser fighters, but it'll build his confidence back up. It'll build his skill set back up. I think he a little loopy with his shots. I think Derek James would be a really good coach for him. For what he's trying to do, be offensive and stuff. And, I'd be a good coach for him. I mean, go find, Floyd Sr. A lot of people think Floyd Sr. just teach defense looking at Floyd. No, he teach combination, but he teach offense too. A lot of it. But that's kind of where he need to go. In my opinion, that's kind of where he need to go. Catching, shooting, being aggressive, somewhere in there. But I don't think he should retire. I just think it's time to I don't even say reevaluate, because you just lost. It's time to make the changes. I know his dad ain't gonna want to let go, but just do for the betterment of your son. Step back, be an assistant coach, co-manager, or something like that. That's what I would say. Step back to doing that. That's exactly what I would say. Just step back to doing that. And let somebody else come in, and y'all probably better getting out of the Bay Area anyway. Probably be more focused. And let somebody rebuild your son on all up. Vegas, Texas. Buy a little property out there, train out there, get away from being at the crib. That might also be beneficial to distractions. And let somebody kind of rebuild him up. He got the talent. He got the heart. He got, people say, we got hurt with a guy that got no power. You can't really read everybody's box rec, bro. You can't read everybody's box rec. There's been a lot of times in boxing where guy don't look like he got that much power, but some change, or maybe hit harder than you think you do. You gotta respect everybody's power, even Paul Malignaggi power. You gotta respect everybody's power. Especially in 8-ounce gloves. People don't understand that though. But yeah, just trying to make some changes. You reevaluated after the loss. I was a little bit too bullish, a little bit too confident, overconfident. Sounded like he was talking to, a bit of ish. And you lost, shit. The great ones lose. But it's time for him to probably bring in another coach. And let him coach. And just don't let your daddy just overspeak on. Just let your daddy learn. Just let your pops learn. You learn. Your pops could pick up a skill set that you could train other kids in the neighborhood or other people around boxing too. It wasn't like he was telling him the wrong thing, but you can't tell somebody something that they can't do. And I'm not saying that he can't do it. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm not saying that he can't do it. But I just think it's time to bring somebody else in. And then also, whoever, cleared this fight on their side as far as the management side, they need their ass whooped too. He should never been in there with nobody like Cabrera. Never. Not at this point in his career. He should never been on nobody with that skill set. And maybe they looked at the KOs and said he really can't hurt you. You can walk through him at 35. Shit. Anytime somebody moving like he moved, with that slickness that kid had, he had some good feet too. Anytime somebody moving like he was moving, they should have never put him in there. What you do with guys like that, you really got to establish your jab. You got to be stabbing them in the chest and the arms and the elbows. He had the body work going, but but also strength and conditioning is an issue too. He wasn't strong at all. It just looked like they moved up and they just did what they usually do. Cabrera looked like a full-fledged lightweight. Gabriel Flores is in there looking like a full-fledged featherweight. So whatever they doing strength and conditioning wise, I don't know if they trying to keep the money in the family. Go hire Larry Wade. All right, go hire somebody like that. Somebody that has proven methods on how to move up, how to make the weight, nutrition and all that stuff, but who can help you maintain strong. Like they just made the weight just doing basic sit-ups, push-ups, man. You got to get strong. He got to get strong, man. He 22 years old. He going against grown man. He got to get stronger. So get somebody that know what they doing, know how to, put the lean muscle on and, be more explosive. But he looked fragile in there last night. And what they thought was dude couldn't punch. He was just talking about working on power, and they was going to jump on him and set the tone and drop him and get him out of there. And they got dropped several times. Was it a few times? 3 times? And in one of the beginning rounds, and then they got dropped in the 5th. And that's when he should have finished them after the 5th round. Whatever round he dropped him in the fourth, he should fall in the fifth, or if the fifth fall, knocked him in the sixth. But Cabrera just gotta build on his new offensive repertoire and mindset. But he reverted back to, being defensive. But yeah, Flores just trying to get the trainer in, spend some money on strength and conditioning coach. That's what it's time to do. Go to somebody who proven. Sit down with a couple people, maybe Robert Garcia, maybe Floyd Sr., maybe Derrick James, somebody in that situation. If you want more of a defense guys out there that you can holler at. But yeah, it's time for his dad to give up in a corner a lot. It's time for his daddy to give up a lot, bro. Let somebody coach his son, be the manager, learn under somebody's wing a little bit more, and be good. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? I remember Kenny Porter said that, I think it was somebody beat Sean Porter. I think it was Lamont or Anthony Peterson beat Sean Porter. And he said he went over to see who, he went to meet, after he lost. He went over to Barry Hunter and, started asking Barry Hunter, they started working together after that. So, you got to swallow your pride, And Sean and Kenny was still bringing Barry Hunter into camp for years. So, shout out to Barry Hunter for getting the win last night versus Isaac Dogback. But, that's what it is. That's what it is, bro. He's just gonna have to let somebody come in there, Eddie Renasso, whoever it may be, and do the job. A lot of these people don't want to hear that. No, I get it. My father don't want to hear that. I feel like he can do it, but apparently I got 2 losses in y'all last 3 fights. So something not working. Something is not clicking. But let me know what you girls and guys think. I guess you could call it a fight reaction playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, the subscribe button, it's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially, you want to support the channel, Cash App, $CJGood313, Venmo CJGood313, PayPal link in the description. Also hit me in the link tree. Find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, and many more places. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.